it's been about a year since we started coming for our consultations and things. There's been a lot that's changed in 12 months. I've lost 110 pounds to start with, which is completely insane.
I'm down 67 pounds in 4 months. The differences in 67 pounds are tremendous. Before, there was always this thing that held you back, and now there's nothing holding me back. The thing that keeps me motivated is the success that I've got. My motivation is literally to keep pushing forward, to keep trying to do the next thing, because if you put the effort in, you can do it. And that's where my motivation is. I want to get to something like that, something extraordinary.
Over to the right. There you go.
To go rock climbing for the first time was amazing. This is not something I would have picked to do on my own. It gave me this huge boost of confidence. My body can do this and I can do this for myself. It's a real workout, but it's fun because it's like mental and physical. Like you have to figure it out while you're doing it. Mark had a lot of really good inspiration today. He had all of the little nuggets of inspiration. Climbing the wall is also very comparable to the journey that we've been on. You're not looking at the top anymore, you're just taking it step by step, and then all of a sudden you're at the top and you're like, oh, I did this, I made this happen. I mean, sometimes you have to look back a little bit, but you ultimately just keep moving forward, and then you make it to the end goal, and it feels amazing.
I'm extraordinarily happy with everything that I've gone through. It's a much different experience being where I'm at now than where I was, 4 months ago. 4 months ago, it was all a terrifying thing and you didn't know what you were really in for. Going through it yourself, it's a very scary thing to do. But having gone through it, would I do it again? Absolutely 10 times over.
Watching Sam go through this surgery was a completely different experience. He had a lot more struggles than I did with the whole surgery, being in the hospital. He had a lot more pain and kind of discomfort. He had something like cramping that only like 10% of people had, so it was a little harder. He had very different situations, but it's been nice to do it at the same time, like, because I can tell him how I felt and like the steps and like, yeah, this sucks now, but just wait, you'll be fine. Just you gotta get through it.
When it was me in the seat, there's a very different feeling there. And for me, I knew that was going to be the hardest part of it all. Being on the other side is a great, great place to be. I'll say the polar differences in Sarah and I and how we handled all of this are kind of striking. I see this as more of a means to an end, which is, healthy, happier, and she's enjoying the journey. With me, I want to get through the journey. I want to be at the end.
When I look in the mirror this year instead of last year, looking in the mirror is kind of hard because you see yourself every day, so you don't necessarily see the changes overall. Sometimes it takes like putting on a shirt and being like, oh wow, I'm swimming in this, or like looking at a picture. But then you really have to look at the comparison, like side-by-side pictures, to really get the overall view and feel good about yourself.
The thing that was holding me back it wasn't a mental thing. It was weight. It was the stamina that it took to obtain whatever my goal at the time would be, whether it was going for a long run, whether it was running up steps, whether it was running up a warped wall, whether it was, bouncing on a trampoline. When you've got that extra weight, it takes so much more effort to do something. Today we did the balance beam outside. I look at this catwalk, the balance beam, just like I do anything else in life post-surgery of, it's in front of me, let me take it on, I want to go and do it. I don't want anybody to slow me down because it's just the next thing in life that I can do and get past and move on to. It was one of those moments where you get choked up because you accomplished this thing that you never thought that you'd be able to. And being, weeks and weeks past that, looking back on it, I'm like, I need bigger goals. There's more that can be done, and having that be the stepping stone, I think, is a really good, solid foundation of, I accomplished one thing that I never thought I'd be able to do. What's the next? I don't want to do the things that I think I can do. I want to do the things that I think I can't do. I want to have a big goal.